Good evening, everyone. Uh, this is Recovery Part 2. This video is specifically made for explaining there are different type of recoveries. So we'll be discussing about these types of recovery in this video. First of all, we need to understand why we need to recover our body. The first thing, whatever exercises or physical exertion or day to day's life, whatever wear and tear happens, so after that we need to have a good recovery. Then only we will be able to uh, be ready for the next day's workout, or for the whatever next things we are going to do, we will be ready for that. So this is the main purpose of recovery, to prepare yourself, or in short, to make your body uh, again back to the normal condition, to neutralize all the things like your heart rate, your breathing, your blood circulation, and overall the energy level of the body. So once your energy level is depleted, you will feel tired after any intense workout or any intense work. You will feel lethargic, or there will be a little laziness due to the tiredness. uh, there will be muscle soreness or pain in the muscles or pain in the joints, uh, due to various reasons. uh, as I explained in my last video about the lactic acid is the main reason for the painful areas inside the body, in the muscles or in the joints. Now let's come back to the recovery part. There are uh, different types of recoveries, which I have mentioned in my book, Quantum Fit, Be Wise, Be Fit. Author name Sudarshan. Actually, my pen name is Sudarshan. Whatever material I'll be writing, it will be under this name, Sudarshan. So in this book, this is the book, Quantum Fit, Be Wise, Be Fit. And this is the chapter, Types of Recoveries, and it is on 317th page. So I'll be reading out the paragraphs. There are three types of recoveries. Type 1, immediate recovery. This type of recovery occurs within minutes after the end of the workout. During this time, the body's metabolic rate and energy expenditure decreases rapidly as the heart rate and breathing rate begin to slow down. It is important to allow your body to cool down gradually and perform stretching exercises to prevent injury and reduce muscle soreness. This was by type 1. Second type is short-term recovery. This type of recovery occurs in the hours and days following a workout. During this time, the body repairs damaged muscle fibers, replenishes glycogen stores, and removes waste products such as lactic acid, which I have already mentioned. Adequate nutrition includes protein and carbohydrates, and hydration are important to support muscle recovery. During this phase, sleep is also important for muscle recovery, and growth hormone, which is responsible for muscle repair and growth, is released during sleep. This is very important. Now, the last type of recovery is long-term recovery. This type of recovery occurs over the course of several weeks or several months. It is important to allow the body to fully recover and adapt to the demands of the training program during this phase to prevent overtraining and injuries. During this time, the body may also benefit from a period of active rest, which involves reducing the intensity of or volume of workouts to allow the body to recover while still maintaining fitness. Proper nutrition, hydration, and sleep are critical during this phase to support the body's recovery and adaptation. Apart from these types, there are another form of recoveries. I have mentioned in like A, B, C type. First of all, A, active recovery. Active recovery refers to the use of low intensity exercise or movement as a means of aiding the recovery process following more intense or strenuous physical activity. It involves engaging in activities that help to stimulate circulation, promote relaxation, reduce muscle soreness, and prevent stiffness. Active recovery can also help to promote mental and emotional well-being by reducing stress and tension in the body. Active recovery is often recommended for athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and individuals who engage in high intensity exercises or physical activity on a regular basis. The purpose of active recovery is to help the body recover from the stress and strain of exercise while also preventing injury and promoting overall health and well-being. Some examples of activities that may be used for active recovery includes light jogging or walking. That was number one. This can help to stimulate circulation and promote the flow of oxygen and nutrients to the muscles. Second point, yoga or stretching. This can help to reduce muscle soreness, improve flexibility, and promote relaxation. Third point, swimming. This can help to reduce the impact on joints, muscles, while also promoting cardiovascular health. Fourth point, cycling. This can help to improve blood flow, reduce muscle soreness, and provide a low impact workout. Fifth, foam rolling. This involves using a foam roller to apply pressure to specific areas of the body, which can help to reduce muscle tension and soreness. It is important to note that active recovery should be performed at a low intensity as the goal is to aid in the recovery process rather than to engage in more intense exercises. This is important. It is also important to listen to your body and adjust your active recovery routine as needed based on your level of fatigue and soreness. Active recovery is a useful technique for promoting recovery and reduce muscle soreness following intense physical activity. By engaging in low intensity exercises or movements, individuals can help to stimulate circulation, reduce muscle tension, and promote overall health and well-being. Then part B, after A, after part A, active recovery. Now here it comes part B, passive recovery. Passive recovery refers to a type of recovery strategy that involves resting and allow the body to recover naturally without engaging in any structured exercise or activity. This approach to recovery is often used by athletes and fitness enthusiasts to help the body recover from intense training or competition. Passive recovery can take many different forms, but in generally, uh, but it generally involves some combination of the following. Number one, rest. This is the most basic component of passive recovery. As I earlier mentioned about Shavasana or Chaitanyasana, uh, that it is the same thing, and it simply involves taking time off from training or physical activity. This allows the body to rest and uh, recuperate, which can help reduce muscle soreness and fatigue. Number two, sleep. Getting enough sleep. Again, I would like to mention Chaitanyasana or Shavasana can be called as subconscious sleeping. It gives the same effect or more than that to help in recovery. There are a lot of benefits of doing Chaitanyasana and Shavasana. Getting enough sleep is essential for recovery, as it is during sleep that the body repairs and rebuilds damaged tissues. It is recommended that adults get between 7 to 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Number 3, hydration. Staying hydrated is important for recovery, as it helps flush out toxins and that waste products that can build up in the body during intense exercise. During drinking plenty of water and other fluids can help speed up the recovery process. Number 4, nutrition. Eating a healthy, balanced diet is essential for recovery, as it provides the body with the nutrients it needs to repair and rebuild tissues. Consume, Consuming foods high in protein, carbohydrates, and antioxidants can help speed up the recovery process. Number 5, stretching. Gentle stretching can help alleviate muscle soreness and stiffness, and can help improve flexibility and range of motion. This can be particularly helpful after intense exercise or competition. Number 6, massage. Massage can help improve blood flow and reduce muscle tension, which can help speed up the recovery process. This can be done by a professional massage therapist, or by using a foam roller or other self massage tools. In this, I would like to mention one thing. Lymphatic massage is also very important. There are different lymph nodes near the joints all over the body. Uh, lymph Limbs acts as a drainage line. Lymphatic system acts as a drainage line for the entire body. uh, at the lymph nodes at the joints, all the toxins get accumulated, and then they are passed on towards the excretory organs at different locations. So this is very important to get lymphatic massages on a regular basis. Lymphatic massages can be done by self or can be get done by a professional also. Passive recovery can be particularly useful after intense exercise or competition, as it allows the body to recover naturally and can help reduce the risk of injury or burnout. However, it is important to note that passive recovery should not be used as a substitute for proper training and exercise, and that it is important to maintain a balance between activity and rest in order to achieve optimal health and fitness. So this was the lesson about recovery in my book. I can add on few more things regarding the same topic, but due to time constriction, I would have to end this video. I'll make sure that I'll make another part for the same topic, where I'll mention the same part from a different perspective. All right then. Stay tuned, keep watching my videos, like them, share them, and comment recovery if you like the video, and share with your friends and family for their knowledge update about our own body, which we all should know. Thank you. See you in next video.